Stop the war against Bulgaria's intellectuals. This was the motto of the Bulgarian intellectual community marching in protest at government budget cuts. Several thousand students and their professors, scientists and people working in the education sector took to the streets of Bulgaria capital Sofia. In an open letter to the European Commission, they had a clear message for the Bulgarian Prime Minister and the Ministers of Finance and Education. The authorities are planning to reduce funding for science, education and culture even below 0.2% of the national budget. The European Union average for the same fields is 2%. In other words, 200 million euros have to be divided between 48 universities and nearly 300,000 students.
The approach divide and conquer want to work with us. We want to restore the dialogue with you because tomorrow would be too late to regret for today's mistakes.
But there was no state official willing to participate in that dialogue. The government refused to meet the protesters or the media, saying in an earlier statement that the Bulgaria universities and research centers have to be happy with what they get because it was arguable whether they deserve it at all.
The only thing we want is a chance to survive. We belong in the laboratories, not on the streets, but we are being humiliated every day. We don't have money for heating, let alone for research. This can't go on.
The protesters spread a 70-meter-long banner showing just part of the country's scientific accomplishments in the last decade. They also handed their own red book of threatened species to the Bulgarian parliament.
There is no other country in Europe that's waging a deliberate war against its brightest minds. We have reached the bottom. It's very shameful.
Nearly 10,000 businessmen, academics, activists from 64 countries all over the world have signed a petition in support of the Bulgarian Academy of Sciences, one of the top 200 research institutions in the world, according to a recent international audit.
The capital of Bulgaria has been a stage to separate protesting groups in the last few months. Doctors, academics, policemen, filmmakers, they are all against the austerity measures posed by the government. But this time, they seem to have come to the conclusion that in order to be successful, they need to be united. Ivail Spasov, Press TV, Sofia.